That's the problem. This thing needs a lot of downshifting. You could have, I mean, I could have easily escaped that downshifting if I was there on a Himalayan, but this motorcycle is very reluctant. Alright folks, now riding the Yezdi. Okay, let's quickly listen to the exhaust. हाँ देखा मैं किसी ने तोड़ दिया. See, this is the problem. It chokes when it's on the side stand. So whenever the bike is on side stand, it chokes, like it's not able to breathe properly. Anyways, that's all secondary. Let's go riding this, guys. Okay, taking it front and back seems to be quite simple, not as complicated. There we go. That's the problem. This thing needs a lot of downshifting. You could have, I mean, I could have easily escaped that downshifting if I was there on a Himalayan, but this motorcycle is very reluctant. It does not like to be in lower speeds at higher gears. That's one common attribute which is there across the portfolio. And by portfolio I mean across all the three motorcycles that Yezdi has launched. That is this Adventure, the Roadster, as well as the Scrambler. They all have the same problem. And that primarily is due to the reason because this motorcycle runs on a pretty high compression ratio of like 11:1 as far as I can think of. So you either have to use the clutch or you have to downshift, either ways. And okay, now coming to this motorcycle. Suspension, it is slightly harder than the Himalayan. I have ridden the Himalayan quite a lot and I know the suspension on that motorcycle. So this is slightly harder, definitely a little bit on the harder side. The clutch is yeah, it has decent amount of weight, not too tight, not very stiff, not very heavy, and the gear shifting is very smooth. It's precise. You get a nice click sound when you're shifting the gears, be it up or down. Let's quickly rev the engine. So this is what the Yezdi Adventure has, you know, up its sleeve compared to the Himalayan. This thing loves to be revved. You open the throttle and the motorcycle responds immediately, provided that you are in an appropriate gear at an appropriate speed, you know. Again, the same thing, but okay, now this road is not flat. You know, probably the GoPro would be, you know, stabilizing the entire undulations on this, but then this is not a flat road and the suspension is doing a decent enough job. Pretty good. I can actually feel what's there on the road, but it's not like bone-jarringly stiff the way it is there on the Scrambler, wherein it, you know, just keeps giving jitters to your spine all the time with the undulations of the road. But this one is pretty compliant. It's doing a decent enough job. Let's see how easy it is to take a quick U-turn on this. Okay, fairly simple, not complicated at all. And that is primarily due to the lightweight nature of this. So this is approximately 11 kilos lighter, as I have told it in my previous video wherein I compared it against the Himalayan. If you have not seen it, I'll leave a link in the description. You can touch the I button and you will find the link there as well. The weight distribution on this thing is nearly spot on. You know, there is no heaviness in the steering, there is no fishtailing again at the rear part of it. It responds pretty well to all your inputs. You can take it through tight spaces easily. The bike will go. It is not, you know, it inspires a lot of confidence. At any point of time you will not feel like you are getting a little bit nervous because of the bike not responding properly. Yeah, this is my only gripe. Little bit low end, little bit bottom end torque would have helped a lot. And overall, now the riding posture, the seat height is slightly more than the Himalayan. So people, anyone who is below 5'6" or 5'5" should I say, may have some problem with the seat height, but otherwise that's pretty, you know, pretty much okay with the seat. The wind deflector is pretty good. It's nice wide, and it is tall enough, because at my height I'm like 5'8", and it's nearly at my eye level, little below my eye level. So this is doing a good enough job for deflecting the wind above my head, you know, above my helmet. This thing is, it just loves to be revved, man. Amazing. And the ABS is not intrusive, to be honest. Let's say a panic braking, right? So yeah, you do not feel any pulsating sensation that the ABS is working really hard to stop the bike. That's not the case at all, and it does what it is designed to do without much of a fuss, to be honest. Now, there is one more thing which I would want to bring in, that the engine, you know, it heats up. It tends to heat up, again, because if you keep riding it at lower gears, again, the problem of downshifting, it tends to heat up. And the time will tell how good the engine survives in our daily city riding conditions. We will gradually get to know how good the engine is in that sense, right? And another thing is that come on, guys. So right now I can actually sense the heat of the engine coming out, you know. I'm wearing these jeans. I'm not wearing a riding pants for sure, but yeah, in this condition I can actually feel the heat coming out of the engine. Otherwise, feels quite good. The motorcycle overall, it feels pretty good. You can easily saddle on it. You can stand on the bike, and you do not have to crouch down a lot because of the way the handlebar is designed. And it has grips on the tank for you to be gripping onto it in case if you want to control the bike off-road or anywhere else. So it's properly done. It's nicely done, I should say. So yeah, my dear friends, that's about it. The Yezdi Adventure, the main rival of the Himalayan. Now, which one would I pick if I were to pick one of this, between this and the Himalayan? I would pick the Yezdi, because I like to go fast. I like a motorcycle which responds immediately more than the bottom end torque. I'm okay to downshift a couple of times as the bike demands, but then yes, overall I will pick this one because primarily it is slightly more advanced than the Himalayan, and at the same time it is pretty light. It's like 11 kilos lighter. I can remove some of the unwanted metal. I can reduce the weight even further. So keeping all that in mind, yeah, I would much rather prefer this. So I hope that this video comes out to some help. In case if it does, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and acquaintances. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great time. Bye bye.